TGCRequiem here. We're back with Modern Boros Burn. Doing a league, not something I play typically or terribly regularly. However, I am I'm kind of a pinch for time today, and so I'm playing this, and then I figure it'll give everyone a good laugh. Plus, I mean, so I'm not normally a burn player. I always actually give my friends a bunch of crap about how easy it is to play. However, I know it's not that easy, and I always lose when I play with it, so I'm actually happy to be at 2-1 so far. I think this is actually keepable for a one-lander because we are A, on the draw, and 2, we have 4 spells we can cast off 1 mana, so I think this is actually on the feasible end of a keep for one-landers. I don't know that you want to keep one-landers a whole lot, but we're keeping it this time. Hopefully we're playing another Death Shadow deck. Get those free dubs. So I almost wonder, Swamp, this might even just be 8-rack. And on that note, I am going to go Sacred Foundry over Mountain here, just in case we end up losing that Bloodstained Mire due to like I can't remember what the name of the card is, but there's like a 2 CMC, I think it's like black that they cast sometimes. To make you discard 2 cards. Although I think it's not 2 cards at random, so it's not. I think you get to choose which 2 cards. Certainly they're probably not hitting a Delirium. Okay, so it looks like maybe we have just another Grixis Shadow list. I think we're just going to play out Bloodstained Mire. I think we will suspend a Rift Bolt. Start getting to work. Yep, Fatal Push, not surprising. Black, white. Maybe it still is a black, white, blue Esper. Is this that Esper list with the creature? Oh, Lingering Souls. Sure, so we're okay with that. And in this case, though, I am going to take the chance to... Well, no, I think we actually still just want to go sideways here. We can play 2 lands next turn. We're not going to be able to cast all of our spells anyway. I think we're actually just going to suspend this. That allows us to get 9 points of damage on our opponent next turn. It makes it very possible that they cannot crack their fetch land. They don't have Cryptic Command mana up. They definitely seem more on the tokens side of Esper here. Heavily white-black so far. Doesn't mean they're not holding up blue. For like a counterspell of some sort. They did see both of the cards that I have in hand. I think they may be considering Thoughtseize, no? If I just... Oh, is this just Esper Death Shadow? Awesome. Alright, so... I think what we're going to do is actually fire off the lightning bolt in... No, we can't do both of them, can we? What they may be waiting to do is crack the marsh flats until... No, because that'll... Okay, just cracking the marsh flats alone makes the shadow big enough to counter Stubborn Denial, so I don't think it really matters. There is if we do enough damage to the shadow, they're going to be able to do lethal damage to us. So our hope here is they do their 9, and then after they do their 9, we can Lightning Helix them, bolt them, etc. Of course, they probably are holding Stubborn Denial, and we're probably just going to eat this. Maybe we get there. I feel like if they didn't counter that Lightning Helix, they're done. Ooh, okay, I thought we were gonna probably lose that one based on how that was going, but looks like we got there. Alrighty. Esper, what has Esper got going on versus, usually they run like Delver, I think. They play Orzhov Charm. But other than that, it's kind of the same deck. They might be a little more reliant on the graveyard than Grixis, even. Maybe it's worth bringing in the relics, but again, maybe the deck is just... I mean, so they certainly have Lingering Souls, which relies on the graveyard. They probably still have Delve creatures. I think on the draw we probably want to pull a couple of the Eidolons. We're going to pull one more Searing Blaze, even though we saw Lingering Souls. And even though we think they might have Delver, not necessarily confident in that. Don't think we're necessarily the control, so we don't need to worry so much about Lava Spikes. I do think Skullcrack's definitely something we want. I'm just going to pull, I already pulled 3 out. I think I'm just going to bring one relic in. I don't want to bring more than one. And that, I think, puts us at probably one of the Lightning Helixes. is and no creature. Granted, they're going to have lots of removal, so maybe this is actually just perfect. I definitely like having the three land. Again, against Death Shadow, you want to be able to cast your spells. They take so many of them away from you. You need to be able to cast what you get. Opponent mulligan down to 5. Inquisition. Bye-bye Lightning Bolt. Or Boros Charm. Gotta feel like Lightning Bolt's the take here, but okay. So I think we just lead on Mountain here. Sorry, no, we definitely want to be lava spiking here. I'm not sure what I was thinking there with the bolt. I think I thought that the bolt was taken, and I was sitting there going like, yeah, well, we're gonna lava spike, right? And then looking at the bolt because it's a better card. So opponent fetches for another basic. Serum Visions, that's good. So now we know we don't have a counterspell coming, but we might end up getting another card taken out of our hand if they Serum well. They put one on the bottom, one on the top. Don't really want to help our opponent too much in terms of getting their shadow creatures down, so we'll just pass here and then plan to throw the lightning bolt at their end step. Or in response to them casting a creature, perhaps. It's always interesting to Serum Visions before you crack your fetch. Put one on the bottom, put one on the top. So here we're going to actually fire off the lightning bolt. If they decide to crack the Flooded Strand, we could crack this in response to pay for a Stubborn Denial, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case or be necessary. Oh, so this is actually just pretty much beautiful. So they do crack the fetch, so whatever they left on top they get to shuffle away. Huh. So we also can just consider cracking the relic to draw a card right now while they can't cast. I think I'm actually all about that. That's perfect. So now if they were planning to get to a delve creature, they don't have the mana for it. They do have a shadow, we just path it. And now we're looking at probably just Boros charming them on their end step. Don't think we really need to be aggressive here. We have 7 damage in hand plus the Deflecting Palm. So we know our opponent has no cards in hand, so we're just gonna path. We'll Lightning Helix And then the hope will be that they don't draw Stubborn Denial. Probably don't even have another basic in their deck at this point. Hopefully Deflecting Palm the Shadow. That's 8, 9, 10. They could crack. They could do up to 16 points of damage here. And with that on the stack, they can't crack a fetch, and that should be game. Alright, excellent. So, yet again, showing why burn continues to thrive in this meta. Death Shadow decks are in a tough spot against them. I do feel like the Abzan Shadow version was that I was playing for a little while and probably will play a little bit more of, is one of the more favorable Shadow builds, but still it's not as good as, say, like the Abzan Traverse deck, which doesn't have to do as much damage to itself. But anywho, again, the next match in the league will be off to the left. On the right hand side we'll have a playlist. Again, there won't be a whole lot in there yet, but hopefully as I play some more burn on here, that'll start to get a little bit bigger. Again, playing burn today just because it's quicker. And then if you're interested in subscribing, you got my face there in the middle. Have a good one.